leave in September of 2020. There are many things different. We are in one of the best places in the country in regards to our COVID incidents, deaths, and testing. But we are also in a different place in regards to the legislature's ability to go into session. From mid-March until the end of July, regular session was stopped. We stopped this building, we closed this building. We were not able to meet as a body. We were not able to meet as a House of Representatives and as a Senate. And rightly so. And rightly so. But interestingly enough, when there were decisions made that were deemed so important that we needed to go into session, we spent thousands and thousands of dollars on voting boards so we could all vote safely from our offices. And I agreed with that. We came in July, we voted on several bills. Some we agreed with, some we disagreed with. Most of us were in our offices, safely social distanced from everybody else. We were allowed to vote from our offices because we recognized the emergency situation we were in. We didn't have that ability back in March, back in April, back in May. But now we do. And that is yet another reason why September in Connecticut is different than March in Connecticut. And because of that, we should be handling it differently. The executive orders we live under now are too broad for the Connecticut of September. They should be limited to public health issues and public health concerns in this public health emergency we are in. We hear about science and metrics. I absolutely believe and agree in science and metrics, but unfortunately we seem to be using them to reference decisions when we feel like it, when it is convenient. I think from mid-March until the end of May, we were following science and metrics. I think after that, it got a little loosey-goosey. As I mentioned, one of my colleagues wrote a letter to DPH about a month ago requesting. A lot of that information has not gotten it since. That does not instill confidence in the decisions we're making. There are meetings, there are many meetings going on in this building. Public health, appropriations, that is correct. That is different than operating a separate but equal branch of government as we got elected to do. I am not saying that we can go back to pre-COVID and meet every day and do what we need to do. But what I am saying is there are not two choices. It is not continue with a broad scope, almost unlimited scope of one person in this building by fiat or get rid of all executive orders. There is a third choice. Nobody wants to talk about that third choice but us. And that is why it is not okay and it is not responsible to continue the executive orders in this form. It should be continued in another form that is not as broad. That's why I'm making a motion to disapprove of the governor's declaration of public health emergency pursuant to section 19A-131A. The third option is we vote no today to disapprove of what the governor has requested. Go back to the governor and do this in a collaborative manner and figure out a way of allowing executive orders going forward, but not in the broad manner in which they are today. That's the third option. Okay, that is our option today. Everybody has the ability to vote yes or no. This is not about, again, I feel like a broken record, but I feel like I have to continuously repeat this. This is not about saying on September 9th or September 10th, all executive orders are gone and we're back to the beginning and whatever happens, happens. This is about working together to figure out a way to limit the ability, which is right now almost unlimited in regards to anything, any law, any subject matter in regards to this state. We've talked about this before today, and let's be clear. The only reason we're sitting here today is because we made such a fuss this week. And I know some people were happy about that, some people weren't, but we are here today because we made such a point of it. This is about why don't we go back to the table and sit there and talk to the governor and talk to the legislature. I just don't understand why this has to be all or nothing. This group has worked very well together in the past in many ways. we very often find what that middle of the road is. I don't understand, and maybe I'm missing something, why you have to agree. We have to agree to continue these executive orders in this very broad way. Right now, the governor has the ability to change anything he wants in regards to anything. Public health, economics, elections, anything he wants. And let's remember, even without this order authority, any governor still has executive authority power, even if none of these were in place. The point is, it's too broad for now. There is a way we can do this together. This should be a conversation of all of us going through. I don't care, and it would be a pain in the neck, and it would take a long time, but we should all have been doing that. The legislature with the executive branch. And I wanted to mention something else. We sent a letter, Mr. Speaker, to you and the other leaders in June to form an executive order review commission, and we never got a response. So this notion that this was never discussed, and this is the first you've heard of it, is just preposterous to me. We have spoken of these executive powers. We have told you point blank more than once that our caucuses are not happy about these broad executive powers. Again, I will be voting today for health and safety. I will be voting today to follow science and metrics. I will be voting today for the continued success of Connecticut and health. I don't believe continuing broad powers is doing that.